lovely people, welcome back to my channel. We are still on the gist from the palace of Ooni of Ife. There's this saying that says, don't call the forest that protects or shelters you a jungle. Hey, wahala don burst o. It was alleged that Mariam have threatened to leave Ooni of Ife if he go ahead to bring Laide Badmus. We all know that all this while, Mariam have been making noise in the palace, challenging everyone because of her contributions, her financial contributions to that palace. It was said that she was doing all those things because the oil well that Ooni is making huge amount of money from was her who bought them for him. But there is one thing that a lot of us don't know, and that is that the oil well that Mariam was introduced to oil business by Laide Badmus. That in the area of this oil, that Laide Badmus is the baba, as in she is the one that introduced Mariam into it, and she knows better than Mariam. And the fact remains that the two oil wells that Mariam is managing, it was the same Laide Badmus who helped her procure them. So all this while, as we know that Ooni is a businessman, a real businessman, and in this case, in the things of the oil now, Mariam is a middleman compared with Laide Badmus, who knows better than Mariam. So if eventually Mariam leaves the palace and Ooni of Ife marries Laide Badmus, I don't think he is going to lose everything. As a businessman that he is, he will even gain more with Laide Badmus than Mariam. So you see, all these threats that she has been using, all this that she has been using to hold the man down, to challenge him at any time, to make troubles with the other oloris in the palace, this time around is going to fail her. So she have threatened that if Ooni go ahead to bring Laide Badmus, that she is going to leave the palace for them and leave for good. But I don't see her leaving. All these things na just to do gara. So, and Ooni told her, I don't see anything bad in bringing Laide Badmus into this palace. After all, you are the one that pushed me into bringing Dr. Elizabeth. So if the palace is good for other women, why not Laide Badmus, who happens to be my friend all this while? Don't forget that I knew you through Laide Badmus. So I don't see the reason why you should stop her from coming if it is fine for Dr. Elizabeth to come in. And we all know that Mariam instigated the bringing in of Dr. Elizabeth just to pepper Queen Naomi and some of the oloris in the palace who are not in support of that marriage, because Ashley is not in support of it. Temitope is not in support of it, just because they have had a meeting that no more wives. And but because Mariam want to tell them that she knows how to play games, she know how to use some people to push others away from the palace. Someone like Dr. Queen Naomi. So she made arrangements with Ooni to bring in Dr. Elizabeth. Now, Ashley, being the game master, have decided to pepper her back by bringing in her own friend, because it was alleged that it was Ashley who pushed Ooni into marrying this Laide Badmus, telling her the advantage of bringing in Laide Badmus, because according to what we are hearing, the lady is in money. She is in oil. She's a dealer. So if she enters the palace, there is nothing that Mariam has compared with what Laide Badmus have in terms of oil money. So as we know that Ooni is a businessman, he will go for the bigger and the better now, not from people that So this has been the problem. It was said that when Mariam threatened Ooni that she will leave if she went ahead to bring Laide Badmus, Ooni told her, well, if that is what you have chosen for yourself, good and fine. I am not stopping you. And she knows too well that if she go before Laide Badmus comes in, that little space that she is occupying doing shakara and making noise over here and there, that she is going to lose it. So if you ask me, I don't think she's leaving. It was said that she cried throughout the night because of what he told her, telling her that if you decide to stay, fine, but if you don't want to stay, that is good for you. There are enough women in the palace, and if you go, there will be more women to come, and you know what that means. We know what it means. The marriage that she left, she came in at night. It was so important to her now, so I don't see her leaving. I don't see her leaving. So if you ask me, she's just making mouths, trying to convince her husband not to bring in more wives. But that is medicine after death, because as she used Elizabeth to pepper Naomi and the others, Ashley is going to use Laide Badmus to pepper her, and that is what life is all about. After all, this Laide Badmus, we heard that she happens to be her friend who introduced him to Ooni of Ife. And because she thinks she's smarter, she went ahead to go and marry Ooni. And it was said that when the friend heard about it, that she was so mad at both Ooni of Ife and Mariam. But now it's payback time. Payback time, as in payback time. And and she is coming in. She is coming in to pepper Mariam to the bone marrow. And now. So let's just sit and wait for it to unfold. The Igbo's bass is getting worse and worse and worse by the day. Guys, this whole gist there, sometimes they're sweet anyway. I don't know what to think about it. But don't forget that they are all alleged information. I don't have any proof. I did not hear from any of them. Yes, we all filter this information from social media. But don't forget that in every nonsense there is sense, okay? I also want to use this opportunity to tell you thank you so much for your support, for being part of my channel. Thank you. For sharing my job. Thank you. For giving me thumbs up. Thank you. For your comments. Thank you. For everywhere that you have supported me. My God is going to support you in everything that you are doing. Thank you so much once again. Don't forget that I still love you guys. Thank you. See you guys in my next video. Bye for now. Love you guys.